afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your only sanctioned source of comedy to entertainment in these wondrous, if not slightly terrible times. I am, of course, as always, your host, Imperial Dane. We're off here to a wondrous 1 vs 1 on Faymonville Approach in the north. It is SturmtigerGiap fighting for America, freedom, democracy, liberty, taking on the role here of the 2nd Armored Division with Urban Assault. An armored company, an airborne company, tripling from the south, it is Tiramisu, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the, let's just go with 106th Panzer Brigade here with strategic reserves. Yes, indeed, it's something besides German infantry and Austro, more defensive. It's strategic reserves with assault grenadiers, Panzer Formoliers, breakthrough packages, mobile observation posts, and the Tiger Race with Panzerfaust and infantry mine bolts. And Giap's now gone for urban assault with urban assault equipment, German assault kits, Rangers, cover to cover, Calliopes with, of course, the triple infantry bullets. We've got an assault gun MD42 start here for Tiramisu. They also has the Infantry Company, so he does not intend to commit heavily on them or go for a tier 2 rush based off the assault grenadiers. Some players like to do that, by the way. We got here Dove right from there for Giap heading north, it says Tiramisu, and towards the centre, MD42 Pioneer spearheading the effort, while the assault grenadiers are left to do a bit of catch up there behind the lines with the MP40s. We got grenadiers on the way here for Tiramisu and Red Lane into the right and caught by the MD42, of course, here caught off guard by Tiramisu and rush to the centre. Not so typical that Wehrmacht players do that nowadays. They'll typically head for the northern field from the east, or of course go that way around, but rushing the centre is typically less common. Assault grenadiers, of course, up close to danger to the rifle, the rifle keep them distance. Obviously, it's a win for the riflemen. In this case, get caught by the MD42. It's a win for the Germans. Third round's going away there for Giap, riflemen for the southern field point there. Going to be a bit tough there for Tiramisu to deal with that. It's going to have to rush in their assault grenadiers, use their sprint ability to get them close, and that way beat the riflemen up close. Grenadiers bring in there. Well, looks like he's hoping to bait Tiramisu, and it's also banging the building here. Tiramisu probably thinks it's not going to be an immediate counterattack here, so it's going to use the machine gun backing up the assault guns to push in here. Thumbs up to Tiramisu. Tactically, very sensible, using the machine to support your troops, particularly they're assaulting, and there we go, do get the sprint, and Giap, as soon as he sees the sprint, just retreats, realizing this engagement is lost. Machine moving back to the building here, instead of heading northwards there, we got Giap's forces waiting to perhaps launch a counterattack. We got the truck wired off, with another Grenadier squad there for Tiramisu. Giap, they're also going for fast tech. I imagine it is the platoon command post. Yes, indeed, rather than taking command of the loss there, as Lewis sticks his head out too far, and promptly gets it filled with lead. Former rifleman to pushing the Grenadiers again so far, not committing heavily to the centre here, but else again it's going to be difficult to deal with Tiramisu without any heavier firepower here, which currently Giap is very much lacking here versus Tiramisu. So he's sort of contenting himself with the north for now here. Assault goes moving in. Should sprint, of course, if possible, though, of course, with the second round squad nearby. It's going to be a bit tough just to sprint in without also getting caught up by this second round squad. Here we go, though. Giap looks like he's falling back, probably baiting here Tiramisu into attacking this more prepared position with the building here as well, acting as an anchor point, making it tough for Tiramisu to pull off this assault. Thumbs up into Giap, and Tiramisu very much seems to take the bait here and goes in for the assault on Giap. Then again, he actually is pushing in the building into some problematic issues, but then again, beating the assault grenadiers here, so close one there, but there you go, first assault team with more guns moving in here, kind of a close one here, and I feel like Giap may have to pull back. He could have maybe chucked some of his Molotovs here, but he decided not to. Either way though, good push here for Tiramisu. Giap routed under Tiramisu and the 106th Panzer Brigade's scathing assault. Assault was moving up here in the north. Bears was in a bit of trouble, got grenades firing away there, bit of shooting there. South side, get a pressure here against Tiramisu's got sandbags up there. So we got triple grenadiers, one assault grenadier MD42. That's kind of a heavy tier 1 though. Typically not one you see with assault grenadier builds, but nice mix there by Tiramisu. Giap, meanwhile, of course, got Lieutenant out. He may want to consider multi to help deal with this, and of course, mortars in general always a good tool you want to get, I find, increasingly. No, Giap here first going for the 50 caliber, and certainly versus an infantry, a heavy opponent like Tiramisu, a 50 caliber is an incredibly powerful tool, so obviously makes a lot of sense here for Giap to also go for the 50 caliber. In fact, probably prioritize it over a mortar, but I do think a mortar eventually could be a very good investment for Giap unless he's really betting on clearing out this with the rifle grenades and maybe a few Molotovs. I do find it funny the Americans is called an incendiary grenade, despite they're more likely to call it a Molotov cocktail than the Russians or the Soviets, who, for them, it actually is called the Molotov cocktail, despite they never called it. It's a bit funny there. We don't call it a Molotov cocktail because Charles is a recovering alcoholic, and the word cocktail makes him a bit weird in the head, so we just call it an incendiary grenade. This rifle team with MG42 there. Rifle with FBS until pushing forward to the south here. Might launch a large scale assault. Talking too fast there. Bit of a bad habit from time to time. But basically, a large scale assault here using Molotovs, attacked from several angles, could also be clearing out here, which would be sort of a more typical strategy there from Americans, particularly one from companies. One would usually like a little lone machine be attacked with a rifle from several sides, then cleared up with grenades. Obviously not Molotovs, since companies 1 did not have Molotovs. Okay, so they're pinned down. Interesting enough, we're not seeing the incendiary grenades here from Giap to flash out the machine gun. I'm a bit surprised at that. I guess he just feels like he does need it since in heavy cover. Oh, there we go. Finally remembers he had it and pops it there. Machine gun obviously burned out. Tiramisu was going to hold it away, and we got the assaulters closing in there on the rifle. Oh my god! He picked the wrong door, and my god, he loses the assaulters. Going to have to quickly close in there, and maybe hope to clear up. This is a bit of a blunder there for Tiramisu. Possibly a misclick here. Either way, though, handing over the MG4 to the Americans in the early game, that really stings as a Wehrmacht player. Plus, now Giap's got a few points, Tiramisu got none, so this is a pretty bad development here for Tiramisu versus Giap. I mean, Giap now has 2 machine guns, Tiramisu has none, and he doesn't have mortars. He should definitely, I think, consider mortars. He's going to have to consider some other measure, but right now, this is a really good development of Giap. Bit of a rough start there, but grabbing that machine gun really gives him an upper hand here. We got gunners like machines, got the armored car for Tiramisu, then the German army, the 106th Panzer Brigade, though worth noting, most Panzer Brigades didn't really have armored cars so much in reconnaissance. Fun fact there, in fact, Panzer Brigades were specifically designed with one goal in mind. They were basically designed for the Eastern Front and to counterattack Soviet armored assaults and that way break them up, or Soviet advances overall. But the funny thing about most Panzer Brigades is they were actually committed to the Western Front against the Western Allies, where the tactics those were meant to emulate were considerably less effective. So, a little fun fact, in fact, very few Panzer Brigades saw any service on the Eastern Front. Got incendiary grenade off there, rifle grenades being flung across the place here, machine being to occupy the centre as well here, making things much more painful and awkward here, I think, for Tiramisu versus Giap. We got the assaulters from the north side, there you go. Molotov on their path, the assaulters closing in as well there. Doing some damage, also taking a lot of damage in the return here. Those assaulters were to fall back, armor coming in here. Moving ahead with its auto cannon and coaxial machine gun there. 1 kill so far in the south. The gun is moving in there, trying to deal with the machine gun there in the south. Gunny squad call to make a bit more progress on the north side. Is seeing no action as Tiramisu is launching a reasonably large scale assault in the center, but it is already mostly being picked apart here expertly by Giap. So not so great there. And Giap is just about to rub salt in the wound by going for the M51 Stud. And Tiramisu is like, of course, will have to go for Pack 40. But while the Pack 40 is going to be necessary, and of course used with the Stud light tank, it's going to do nothing about all these machine guns that Giap has pinned against Tiramisu. So Giap here, I think, is making really great usage of, again, the momentum he gained here versus Tiramisu, and doing his best here to basically make sure that Tiramisu is going to have as painful a time as possible bouncing back from there. Go flamethrower on the MG42. Almost got it there, but he does narrowly escape here. There's a good chance to lose the armored car to the rifle squad. Nope. Rifle squad backs off. That's lucky there for him. Gunny's holding up here, taking heavy fire from the 50 cal. North side still wide open. Got a lieutenant there. Quick rush in. I think the assault is a bit of infantry to flash that out position. Maybe make it German. And now Tiramisu, an interesting development, goes for the sniper. Die Scharfschütze. Armored car repairs. Meanwhile, there we got Giap's M51 Stud light tank out in the way here. Assault is moving up, engaging the rifle squad. So moving out there, back here, we got the sniper halfway done. Not much else going on there for Tiramisu. Armored car being fixed up. Stud then engaging the Grenadier. Trying to threaten here with a Panzerfaust. Of course, the reality is he doesn't have the munitions, but he's clearly bluffing. He's just hoping that Giap isn't aware of it. Of course, Giap doesn't know. So to the round, and the rifle squad back up with the Grenadier squad. Here's small engagement 1 there for Tiramisu. But the situation remains, I think, quite precarious here for the German army. They're obviously still in the fight, but Giap is definitely making things as uncomfortable as humanly possible here for Tiramisu. Grenadiers with sniper support now moving northwards here to flash out the armies. It's the Yankees. Armored car there being fixed up. And we got reaction to the way that Giap having lost the previous squad there to German interference. That is being shot. Sniper falling a bit back here. Grenadiers moving up. No Pack 40 yet here for Tiramisu. Armored car engaging him, machine gun in the center. Flash reactions around there for Giap. Probably intending to go for minesweepers to help with repairs, but also, of course, check for mines. Though, of course, he may actually be planning to go for the raft grenade launch and really wants it, which I suppose is not a bad idea either. I mean, obviously, Team has not had much time to lay down mines at all, so I mean, I can certainly understand if Giap doesn't feel like a minesweeper is a massive priority at the moment. Though, obviously, at some point, he may want to make sure he actually has minesweepers, because at some point, if Tiramisu knows his stuff, and he typically does, he will have mines down one way or the other. Right from the Ocean's launching in the center, we got Sniper there, we've got any support here, taking fire from the MG-42 inside the building. Armored car there, 3 kills, 21 got the assault guns there by Vetri 2 with 4 kills coming in there, going sending a grenade on the Grenadiers. Armored car versus Stewart, can't go for the Pack 40 now, they got the northern fuel point as well. Giap could soonish actually continue taking up here against Tiramisu. So Tiramisu's not far off from Tech himself either, so they got, I think, roughly actually both go for like medium armor, at least begin taking for it at the same time. Pack 40 there for Tiramisu, of course. Most badly needed here against the Stewart light tank. In the center, the fighting continues to race here with heavy casualties there in the south flank from Parney's trying to deal with the machine gun there. Notice he's attacking ground here to sort of like just do damage with the AoE damage. There you go. Gets the 5th kill. White thumbs up there. And this, of course, is an important list. Keep up flamethrower weapons. They are AoE weapons with this area of effect. So, like, even if you can't directly hit it, attacking ground next to the building with the machine gun team or whatever in it will actually damage the crew inside. This is also, by the way, very important to do if you're smoking a building and want to go with a flamethrower. If you try to attack ground directly on the building, they will try to walk through it. You actually need to attack ground right next, so that way have them attack the place into it. So, little extra tip there. All 3 gun escorts got the light machine gun tier 4. Tiramisu, north side being claimed back here by Giap and America. Both sides of Phil still think pretty close to be able to take up here. They just need the manpower and the fuel, in this case, of Giap. Heading southwards here with the Grenadier. As for Tiramisu, he has the fuel, he just needs the manpower. And now Giap can in fact begin taking upwards, then certainly rushing ahead on the armor's path. They could be pretty good here for Giap versus Tiramisu, further solidify his lead over him. Of course, he could also consider artillery, maybe more like tanks. There's several options obviously open here for Giap versus Tiramisu. But a straightforward one, and probably long-term safe one, just to try and rest for medium armor. One incendiary grenade here. Really consistent uses of incendiary grenades by Giap. Thumbs up there. Then someone gets the armies there. Very good. Sehr good. Assault guns on the 5. Close to ace level on those chaps. And there you go. Giap techs at the 12-minute and 40 seconds mark. Arm coming support in the south here against the last squad by the southern fuel point here. We got 425 and 421. Sniper lands a kill there. We got 7 kills on him. Extra reinforcing, and we got Tiramisu taking up as well there. I hope we get to see some Pennsylvania Model J's, and we got Giap here going for a mortar. Some light artillery in the meanwhile is just setting up for the tanks. Point here secured. Tiramisu's barely getting any resources now compared to Giap. In fact, Giap's getting almost 4 times as much fuel as his opponent. Still out taking a deal with the Grenadiers. Also about to get murdered there. There we go. Granatenwerfer there ready for Giap and the 2nd Armored Division, holding that one forwards. And got the Major out as well there. Still a bit of wild if you would call it normal, but not too far either compared to like how long Giap's going to wait to get any tank. Do hope we get to see the Panther Model J. Pioneers can also stand to benefit with the Pioneer support package. The increased repair speed is always great, and plus the saddle charge can from time to time be handy, particularly if the opponent's not expecting it, because most Bama players, of course, never use the satchel charges if they have them, but, you know, used correctly, it can be quite devastating. Heading northwards here with the assault gunners and the Grenadiers there. Riflery team there on the wait for any advancing crowds. Holding up there, Major up there. Quiet there. Worthman, of course, Giap could consider going for a weapon rack here versus Tiramisu. So now we got another kill, and we got Panzer Grenadier here for Tiramisu and for Deutschland. Very good. In the south, we got Armored Targeting with the Rifle Squad. Very good as well. Rifle Squad trying from the north to send in the center. Up north, we got the Liaisons grabbing the fuel point back there. We got 385 to 441. Giap getting close to a medium tank, and he is putting into the building in the center, opening up onto the armies with the light machines. But there you go, more firing close down here as Giap's mortar goes into swing in the south. The armored car Looks like he's almost baiting in the Stuart light tank there. Nice play there by Tiramisu. That's what they're proving to be a headache for him though. And up north, the Sultan's right there. Giap's remaining lone unit up there. Opening up in the north there to Tiramisu and the 116th Panzer Brigade. 106th Brigade, not 116th. I don't think there are that many Panzer Brigades. I think there's a total of like, well, from 100 to 113, so a total I think of 13 Panzer Brigades, maybe 14. And apparently they're sort of raised up into 3 series, though I don't know about how the first 2 series were organised. I have no details on how the 3rd series of Panzer Brigade were organised, but that might have been slightly well less organised. Oh, we got the shell on the way there for SturmtigerGiap. That'll probably see some Boulders of Blades right away. Sniper gaining Betty 2 in the meanwhile. Good work there. Retreating. Does decide to try and grab the point here under the watchful gaze of the Stuart light tank, and more importantly, its watchful gun. Machine crew there taking losses. Down to 2 men. Hey, did anyone see where Lewis went? He's dead, Sarge. Oh, not again. Again? Yeah, he keeps dying. Like Thursdays. Anyways, also then the Grenadiers. That's good routed. Stuart light tank hit from the Pack 40. And there you go, M4A3 Sherman out there for Giap, adding the Boulders of Blade and the 50 cal, then increasing the firepower overall here to the Sherman. Thumbs up there to Giap. S-mines. And that's what they're by Tiramisu, but against the Sherman tank, obviously the S-mines do run into a particular issue, which is they're not anti-tank mines. So, falls a bit apart in the south for Tiramisu, but I like the effort, I like the attempt. Going for another Pack 40, since he's nowhere near close to a medium tank here versus Giap anytime soon. Sherman falling a bit back, Boulders of Blades are almost done. Up north, the assault is moving up. And the second Pack 40 is almost done. For Tiramisu and the 106th Panzer Brigade. Sherman there ready, adding the 50 caliber. Now, also a fun fact about anti-tank guns as the war went on. The Germans actually started to switch over more and more to Panzerschrecks for their large anti-tank formation rather than anti-tank guns. In fact, Volksgunner divisions actually basically almost had no anti-tank guns. In fact, had to rely on basically their tank hunter battalions being composed mostly of guys with Panzerschrecks. Little fun fact there. Gunny's been going backed up with the sniper. Sherman's heading out there for Giap. High explosives at the ready to deal with any German infantry. And of course the dreaded German paper panzer. Of course it would only turn out later to be a complete lie. Much the disappointment of many American tanks are looking forward to blow it apart. Obviously there was no such thing in the actual game. Just a bit of a joke there. Rifle reaction major moving out there, gunners need to be careful for that. Got the pack carving up the north, Stuart moving in there. We got 300 versus 441 so far. Giap continues to have a nice lead over Tiramisu. Stuart making a bit of a meeting there with the Pack 40 and quickly withdrawing from it. And yes, we finally got the spawn code going for Tiramisu. Hopefully he goes to the Faymonville J. Of course, we also stick to the regular one, but I think it'd be a bit sad if he did. Would be a bit sad. As the Faymonville J has better armor and better veterans to start out with from the start. The only advantage of regular Panzer versus the Model J is basically slightly lower price, and in fact it moves a bit faster. So it's a bit more mobile compared to the Panzer IV Model J, but that's about it really. Sherman again the Panzer Grenadiers. Of course in the actual war that would probably been the opposite, like the Panzer IV Model J would actually be cheaper. Also, it would have had a much lower turret rotation since they removed the generator of the engine into the turret to actually be hand cranked. Little fun fact there, by the way. Pack 40 push weight, gunners getting lieutenant from the north. We got 270 versus 141. Yeah, there. Pulling back with the Sherman, I think rapidly decides not to poke around anymore. And up north, Tiramisu sends Giap's lieutenant packing, running, scared. Troops sitting out there, looks like Giap is ready to launch a counterattack already. And we finally got weapon max going up there for Giap and for America. Thumbs up there. Tiramisu is not far off from a Panzer IV, be it the Model J or the regular. We could of course also consider troops here versus Giap. Use the Coh2 to see what it ends up with being. Big push here, we got the armored car moving in, gun is routed with ease. We'll stand up in the centre. In the south here, Ralph Squad being pushed back by the Grenadiers, showing them moving up. Panzer there engaged by the Ralph Squad, of course got the mortars as well, they're proving to be a problem. Further up north here, most of the territory rolling back into the hands of SturmtigerGiap and America. Ralph Squad routed, North laying down there, taking a nasty toll on the Panzer Grenadiers. And we got veteran squad leaders ready here for the assault. And there's thumbs up there to Tiramisu. Oh, they're close to getting wiped on the Panzer. We got the Pack 4 ready to support there with its 75mm cannon. Good hit there. Halfway to veteran 2. Ralph squad routed. Undercoach with the echelons. Troops suppressed here by the MD4. Nice being set up there by Giap. Thumbs up. Pack 40 with the Sud light tank here. Lots of fighting still. We got 265 as a 472. I mean, Giap's just still building his lead here with Tiramisu, and Tiramisu needs to do something about that soon, I think, before he risks losing the match entirely here to his opponent. We got, oh, real crew, that cloak being wiped up. Holy smokes, that was ridiculously close there for Giap. That was way too close. Imagine if he actually killed the crew below the numbers against crew, in which case Tiramisu could have run off with his Sherman. And then, of course, joining up the regular Panzer IV, that could have been, I think, almost instant GG there. Because then Giap has no anti-tank weapons. Oh, that tree went flying. Panzer IV halfway down there. It looks like he's going for the regular one rather than the Model J. Slightly disappointed, but that is that. Still, Giap holds most of the map here. He's still bleeding out Tiramisu. Panzer going to be moving up there. Still in the support package for the Pioneers. I feel like there's a slight oversight here by Tiramisu. Again, extra repair speed is always great. Plus, you know, settle charges never hurt either. Well, they do hurt, but not you unless you're doing it wrong. Adding the pinla-mounted MD4 to the Panzer Kampfwagen here, very good. Panzer Grenadier falling back here. As Giap continues his assault here, after one center engaged with the armored car and the Panzer run here. And we got a collide here for Giap, not coming to more medium on first, but instead going straight for the rocket artillery. Doubling the amount of artillery he has available here versus Tiramisu currently. With both the mortar and the calliope, obviously there's a bit of a difference in scale, shall we say, between the two. Armor reasons falling back. Southern field being claimed once more. Bit of light skirmishing, but nothing serious. Major falling back. They got BARs up being handed out, but no sign of further entertainment here for Giap. There we go, Panzer IV raiding the base. Almost trying to take out the Calliope here, but does encounter more resistance than necessary. Misses the ambulance as well. Ralph gets going off, anti-tank Ralph and everything goes going off as well, damaging the enemy Panzer, opening up here for Giap to possibly pursue the Panzer IV and finish it off. Still lighting is using shell shock there. 90 tankers nearby that can't be hauled up. Panzer IV there taking continued light damage here from Giap. Moving up there with bazookas as well, besides the Ralph grenades there. Panzer IV half fell, veterans 1 gain, Pack 40 ready. More weaponry delivered onto the Panzer IV's frontal armor, punching very large holes. Bearson's routed here by heavy armored car fire. There goes Sherman moving up there. Veterans who won with 13 kills. Great hit from the Pack 40. Another hit there, down to very little health now. We do have target weak point, but oh, this pack hits the wall. Well, I suppose I hits the weak point. Yeah, it's a long run. I don't care about these French rolls. They're all shoddily made. Grenadiers assaulting into the Raft Court. There we got Raft Court more towards centre. Pack 40 in trouble. North Vic in trouble. The Sud light tank being absolutely slaughtered. And we got another Panzer IV there for Tiramisu. Sadly, still no Model J there. My only disappointment so far, I would say here. But also, you know, a good fight there. Assaulters pushing the Raft Court. Closing on the east. They're very, very close to it, in fact. Trying to grab a Pack 40 here. That bit of problem there for Tiramisu. Of course, if he gets away with the Pack 40, that would significantly increase Giap's anti-tank weaponry here. And make things even more awkward for his Panzer IVs. I mean, it's already bad enough his opponent, you know, got his machine gun. It's extra bad if he got the Pack 40 as well. So Lighting rushing in here, pushing back the armored car. Looks like it's going to lose it here. Yup, armored car kaput. South here, we got Gunner's Lieutenant, and first up, you got the Panzers moving forwards there. Veterans who won one kill. Gunner's been slaughtered. Sniper there, ace level, 36 kills. There you go, shots being fired here. Still light tank, taking some nasty hits, but might just be able to get away. And there goes Shell Shock, allows it to escape the wrath of the Panther 4. 7 kills in the mighty Panzer Kampfwagen. Lieutenant here as the Panzers in the south. Panzers could stand to get a bit closer, I think, here. And there you go, Panther moving heavily to be careful, doesn't extend. We got the Calliope there taking more hits. Still hasn't bothered repairing it, by the way. Racing with the bazooka team. We've got the Sherman in as well. Pack 40, of course, abandoned in the middle of the bloody road. Need to get the Panther 4 to safety. Maybe get the other one in there. Moving northwards to city with the machine gun there. Combat Blitz, I think, would be a really good thing to pop here. Pack 40 nearby. Gunners bring up support as well. They could Panther Faust it. Okay, he's still not blitzing. And there you go. Loses the Panther 4 to the Sherman. And the Panther Faust does no damage. Oh dear, this is looking rough again for Tiramisu. He's got one Panther 4 for his opponent with, well, the Sherman, Calliope, the Sword Light Tank, and possible more tanks coming in. But there you go. Panther 4 strike from the north. And both smoke being down to prevent pursuit from the base of Tiramisu. Panther 4 lands a great hit. Pack 40 once more reclaimed here by the German army. Quite an intense fight here, and there you go. Panther 4 charge hit straight to all of the rifle squads. He's going to get pelted with anti-tank rifle grenades. Or not. Lucky Tiramisu there. Lucky him. Grenade assault off there. Ends up doing very little. Panther 4 strikes again, backed up with a sniper. Tiramisu he is getting increasingly bold and aggressive here versus Giap. He doesn't care about any Yankees on their bazookas. I mean, how do you call up anti-tank weapon a bazooka anyways? I mean, these Americans are barbarians and idiots. Ralph's going here, backs up with the Rearson team there. There's some kills, Gunners lining up there. 12 kills, 8 slow right from the 10 hits from the Grenadiers. Panther 4 flying away there, 6 kills. Shoot out the pinlight machine if possible. Shots fired there. Grenadier, Pioneer advancing there. Rifleman goes over the midst of the German infantry, not doing too much. The Rearson forced to retreat up north here. The soldiers clearing out the machine gun overscout. And there you go. Wipes out the MB-42 crew entirely. Leaving Giap now with no machine guns. Exact same number of machine guns that Tiramisu has. Panzer there beating rifle. We've got the mortar cleared out there. Looks like Giap has entirely forgotten about it. Wait, is that floating? Yes, it's floating. That's probably why the new crew, they think it's haunted. My god. It's the floating mortar of, you know, that place. The place we don't speak of. What, Detroit? No, don't speak it. It is a cursed place. Anyway, Sherman about there, backed up the lieutenant. Gunners bring up light machine guns. Back here, troop reinforcing, fixing up the Panzer 4. Panzer there, also more or less good to go here. Sherman fires a shot there. Still light tank pushing back their assault grenadiers. Snow with 38 kills. Grenadier advancing. Rifle opening up. Sherman up there, firing away. Getting the Sherman, but obviously not going to finish that one off. Giap should probably be calling more tanks. I'm surprised he hasn't, and he also definitely should, you know, recruit the mortar, whether it be cursed or not. Smokes are laying down from the Sherman. Thumbs up there. You got 170 to 405. Tiramisu definitely get the work on those victory points. Of course, the fuel, he definitely needs more armor. You could consider Stuke here versus Giap. Got to deal with the armor. Would not be a bad pick there. Calliope firing down the pack 40. Almost getting cleared out there. Panther 4 getting stunned. He wants more raids to the base. He's just constantly attacking Giap in his base there, Bowie. Just making, like, repeated raids. And he actually causes the Rearson to kill some of their own with a rifle grenade. Double sneaky there by Tiramisu. Thumbs up. Obviously not intended, but, you know, nice anyways. Tell him on the way there. Panther 4 nearly survives. Pack 40 shoots, gets a good hit there. You got 154 versus 405. But he just keeps pushing at Giap's base. Like, every time he sees an opportunity, he just races in there with his Panther 4 teams. Like, he's trying to get some kills and take out that ambulance. Certainly a driven man, that Tiramisu. Certainly a driven man. Got the Rearson here versus the Assault Grenadier. That was easily won by the Assault Grenadiers, obviously. Southbound received for the Lieutenant. Stug almost done. They need to fix up the Panzerkampfwagen 4. One thing for Tiramisu to consider going for another Pioneer Squad, at least upgrading the ones he has with the support package. Will he do that now, or will he just never do it? He does so. Thumbs up there to Tiramisu. This does give them a repair boost. And there you go. Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G there, gefechtsbereit for him. North here, we've got Assault being swarmed by infantry back up at the light tank here. Quick retreat there for Tiramisu. No armor nearby. Stug Pack 40 could maybe move to support some an infantry counterattack, but on their own they will not be sufficient. Panzergun is equipped to upgrade to Panzerjägers. Not a huge fan of that. I would have preferred regular Panzergun these, but I suppose if you feel particularly pressured here by Giap's armor, I can understand it. Sherman almost done. And we got the Stug charging in there. Again, Tiramisu just, if he senses an opportunity of weakness, he just hammers away at it. It's like he knows his opponent has a really sore spot and he just keeps punching it whenever he gets the opportunity. Shell shot in the Stug. Nice save there by Giap. Second Sherman already. He's getting the Stug to safety. Could also consider adding a pin mounted ND42 to the Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. And there you go. Panther 4 effects, but no pin machine on that one. South fuel pond there being seized from Tiramisu. We got 153 versus 389. More Pioneer here for Tiramisu to help repair finally. Giap could also consider maybe going for some Rangers, partly for the assault element, but he could also go for a Ranger Bazooka team, which of course is really powerful and could definitely give Tiramisu's armor a very bad time. There goes assault grenade going off in the midst of the riflemen, doing heavy damage to the grenades and the submachine guns there. Heavy casualties. Gutting both things to score to the matter of the moment, forcing a retreat there for Giap and immediately slowing down his counterattack significantly. Rifle grenades doing well excellent damage to the Panther 4. Kalati the raid to unleash hell once more. In the midst of the Pack 4 and the Pioneers, did be careful there, force it. Works so Pack crew annihilate. The Pioneers got wiped from the face of this earth. A stinging blow there to him and punching him in the head. A forced retreat though, as they encounter severe resistance here from Giap inside of his own base, as to be expected. Lieutenant Chopper's getting caught here by a flank by the infantry. They've got the tanks backing up here. Too close to veterans 1. Back hit reinforcing healing. He's about to get murdered here, possibly been a bit unlucky. Another Stug for Tiramisu. He has realized where true salvation lies. Not in the false gods of Tier 4, but in the one true god, the Sturmgeschütz. So he has researched Tier 4 apparently. Here's him getting ready. Sherman good to go, adding the bullets blades to that one fine. He could definitely do more armor. And also would benefit, I think, from crewing that mortar. Stug almost good. Panther 4 causing dying repairs. Pioneers here got the support kit. Thumbs up to that. Punch League is moving up there. 7 kills. Close to 3. Grenadier moving up. Packs on the move. Assault gun is moving in as well there. Goes to the south here. About to have an encounter with the Sherman tank. Stug moving up. No, passage just made a weird sound. Anyway, Stug moving ahead here. Gating the Shermans up north of Stug, going for it hard there. Stug down to less than half health. Stug's about to get knocked out. 9! Martin got 9. Not another Stug. Oh! Shot missed narrowly, and there he goes, saving the Stug. Get their force 4 back. Also, Giap's in time to take heavy loss. We've got the Kalati firing away though here at Tiramisu. Going for the Pack 40. Most of the rockets are missing, instead hitting nearby squirrels in the trees. Meanwhile, Stug rushing into the base here. Oh dear. Yeah. Found out why he's making sounds. He's throwing up there. Anyways, Stug got the ambulance there. A small win there again, just a result of constantly probing Giap's space until he finally, struck pay dirt. And got it. Assaulted with the advancing Ralph squad is close there. Got 15 kills. Pentagon support here. Very, very close for the 2 here. Giap situation starting to look a bit more rubbish here versus Tiramisu now. His infantry complement starting to run out. His armor is also looking a bit rougher there. Where it is. Us down here. And the 2 Stu tactic poses a bit of a problem to the Shermans. And again, another raid here by Tiramisu. He is Stu Raider. Pentagon gaining at T2. Sherman ahead here, backed up the rear, so going to something out the Bazooka rear Rifle Grenade team then there. Going to take stinging losses from the Sherman. Grabbing Northern Point. And in the Pinmount machine gun. Jackson tanks there for Giap. And finally going for machine to replace the one he lost. Sherman then gaining the 8th level. They're the problem for the Panzer IV, even with the armored side skirts there. Ambulance on the way for Giap. 131 to 1554. Pack moving up. Stug there being set up as well. One more attacking the base here. Calabi firing once more. Ambulance is ready. 131 versus 349. We lost an infantry unit. 131 versus 347. Stu half 8 of 82, engaging the Sherman. Shot fire, missed. Oh, the Stug moved to fight again, flanked up the Sherman, not good, but we got the Panzers nearby. Direct hit there on the Stug by the Sherman. Forcing getting the Southern Sherman, Northern one in top of the Stug now, shot bounces. We got the other Stug that we caught up by infantry though, Pentagon to support that. Pretty lively engagement between Giap and Tiramisu are very fluid, and there you go, Pentagon flanking the infantry as it goes, pursuing the Stug. Still his Stug about to get knocked out. Other Stug though, gain 22, takes out the Sherman. A Sherman left here versus now betting 2 Stug backed up with the Panzer Shakes there. Almost half field, Pentagon to engage the Sherman here from the other side. Stug going for the Calliope. Now it's the Sherman versus the Ace. Well, the Sherman Ace versus the Panzer IV. Stug almost got the Calliope there, halfway to the Ace level. Other Stug looks like she survived. Sherman versus Panzer IV. Calliope down to the Stug. Route squad, they're causing problem. Another Jackson on the way for Giap. Situation turning into a real mess here. Sherman main gun out on the Ace, and there you go. GG, game over. As Tiramisu managed to fight his way to victory here with the power of the SturmtigerGiap. So GG, game over there. Really well played with both sides from there. Tiramisu, I feel, proved to be a bit more of a fluid and flexible player compared to Giap, who also started to suffer from more losses and overall just didn't recruit that mortar. So well played there. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family. And now I'm off to feed the cat, I guess.